Hello, Andy with Fatheads, and today I'm going to show you a quick tutorial of what I use when I go to a tournament. So it's just everything that I load up into my boat for a tournament. Some of this stuff is stuff I would keep on the boat no matter what, but some of it is specific to if I was getting ready for a tournament. So I'm going to go through that stuff here real quick. First off is I have hooks. I got a variety of hooks, so I use Diachi hooks. I've got some hooker terminal tackle. I've got all different kind of hooks. Also have some flies, jig flies in here for catfish. So I've got a little bit of everything. I also have my crimps, rattles, all my terminal tackle I keep in this box here. My weights, and it's a heavy box, so I'm not going to pick it up, but all my weights, drifting weights, no-roll sinkers, coin sinkers, egg sinkers, just basic pencil sinkers, every kind of sinker you can think of I have in this box here, and I try to keep quite a few. Some of them I make. I just had to make some just previous, as you've seen. I did have to make some sinkers because I was running low on the coin sinkers. All the others I'm doing good. I always carry a toolbox or a tool bag with everything that I might need. I always carry first aid kit. You never know what's going to happen out there. And then this is probably the best thing since sliced bread for me, and that is the Bubba. It's a scale, and it will keep up to 7 fish in your bag for you, and so it'll actually help you call your fish, and you use it in conjunction with their call tags. We measure the fish, and then we call it. So if it's a 12-pound under, it'll automatically tell us that we can call that 10-pound. If we had, say, three 10-pound, got a 12, it'll tell us automatically. Boom, change out the call tag, throw it in the live well, you're done, keep moving. Also, always keep a battery jump box on here. You just never know what'll happen, because we're running electronics, we're running all kinds of stuff all day long. So it's always good to have a backup plan. GoPro cameras, I can plug it into this, keep them charged, nice. Then I always have my boga grips. This one will measure up to, I think it's 50, might be 60. And this one will measure up to 30. But these things, I don't drop fish with these. These are amazing. I keep these floats on it just for peace of mind. Always carry, some hefty Ziploc bags, because you just never know what you need when you'll need them. Glass cleaner for my electronics. I'll always keep this to keep my electronics cleaned and that kind of thing. Then WD-40. WD-40 has been my godsend for my Altera trolling motor, because Altera, they're great when they're working, but I've had a lot of trouble with this one. And I had a lot of stuff fixed on it. After I had it fixed, the problems kind of went away. But in the freezing temps, they're self-deploying, so they wouldn't deploy or they'd get stuck in the air. I started using WD-40 on the shaft, just cleaning it with WD-40. And then as soon as you bring it up, go out there and clean it off. This helps keep the water from freezing on it. And that's been a godsend. I actually found somebody on YouTube that was talking about that. So always have my cast net. When I leave, I always have bait with me, because I live right here on Keystone Lake. But I'll always have bait in my live well, good to go, fresh bait. But I always take this just in case. You never know when you need bait out there. So I always have my tools. These are Bubba. These things are amazing. I like how they're turned. Use those all the time. Cutters. These are actually for lead weight cutters, but I use them making all my leader lines and stuff. Then I have different crimpers. So I always keep those. And I keep my Andy leader line and my Andy Monster monofilament. The Monster monofilament is some of the best line out there in my opinion. So I use that. And I keep some on the boat just in case I have something spool a line. It's happened to me. But I have pre-made leaders. So I have 10-aught hook leaders. I got 7-aught hook leaders. I got double hook rigs. And then I also have stinger hooks, all pre-made. So I use a clip. Actually found that on YouTube. A guy was using the paper clip style clip that he attached to his main line. And then all of his leaders, you can swap a leader out. If I wanted to go from, I'd say a 10-aught to a double hook rig, I can put that double hook rig on there in 5-10 seconds. I mean, it's super simple. So the Parks planer boards, take those with me just because I don't know. Right now, this time of year, more than not, I'm going to be anchored up. But sometimes, instead of anchoring, I'll be drifting. So it just depends on, if the fish are scattered, drifting is probably going to be your better, your better option. You just got to go really slow. Summer, I'm 0.5, 0.7. But in the winter, if you can get it down even slower, which is hard to do, you can get it down slower, it's even better. So always part of slowing it down is drift socks. So these are my small ones. I think they're 30s, if that's right. And then I have 60s that I keep in these totes. So I always have 2 60s, 2 30s. Then I can't remember if I showed the, I always have my, my catfish net. Always have that out there. And then as far as rods, it depends. So I keep a lot of rods. Also have a guide service. But when I come back here and I figure out what I'm going to do, what the fish want, then I determine what rod I'm going to use, because the blue ones have my 10-aught hooks on it. The red ones, they have my 7-aught hooks on them. And then these, the ones with the black sleeve, they are some people call it a tiny rig, some people call it Oklahoma rig, some people call it a float rig, whichever way you call it. That's what these 3 right here are. I've got a couple of these that have the same thing. These are open reels. Sometimes I just like those. These other rods I will use, I got them set up for drifting, but I use those for night fishing because they're really bright. So I really like them. So that's kind of my rod selection. And this is everything. So when I'm getting prepared to go on a tournament, this is all the stuff that I make sure is on my boat. Secondary, after all this, is just water, snacks, and that kind of thing. So that's all secondary to the most important stuff that we can fish with. Then it's our bait. So I'm going to show you here in a second my bait situation and how I take care of my bait, how I keep my bait fresh and ready to go, because that is highly important. So this is my 575-gallon bait pond, if you want to call it a pond, but it's my bait tank. I keep my crappie, sand bass, gizzard shad, perch. I'll keep them in here. I'm starting to run a little low, actually. You can see some fish swimming around over there. Anytime I'm over here, they'll run over there. Hence the long handle, so I can be on this side and get over there and scoop the fish out. This is my cooler. It'll keep this water temperature 60 degrees. This time of year, that's not a problem. I don't even think it's kicked on all day, but the water temperature stays at 60. Then I use that pond filter to filter it out. I haven't done a water change. It's been over a couple of months since I've done a water change, and the water stays perfectly clear and nice. I do have to clean it periodically, and I need to do that now. But anyway, this is the system that I use to get my bait. So the morning before I leave, I'll load bait up and head out. If you have any questions, or if you got any advice, and I'm all ears. I always listen to everybody that gives me any advice. Or if you got questions about anything that you've seen here, let me know. Please hit subscribe and follow the channel, as I'm going to be putting out more content, and hopefully better content. So if there's anything that you'd like to see, like to know, just send me a message. I will definitely read and respond to all messages. Thank you, guys.